part that gets me. We agreed that we were gonna stick together as a unit.
Right.
We were gonna fight this together.
Right. That didn't happen.
Very nice about this.
Well, different people, for their different reasons, changed their mind. Obviously, that would be Amy Jo and David Yost and Jason Frank. And all of them had their own reasons for deciding, we don't want to renegotiate the contract after all. We're just going to grin and bear it. But we wanted to stand up for ourselves because we felt like we were being bullied and we felt like we deserved more and that we had earned the right to be treated like professional actors.
Hey man, welcome to Fanward. I am Austin. This is my man,
Walter Emmanuel Jones.
We've done a lot of videos. We've done a lot of work together, a lot of episodes. We have spent a lot of time doing some incredible stuff all around the world. He and I got to talking. We realized that while each of us has talked about why we left the show, we have never really done it in depth and not together. Man, why don't you kick it off? Tell them what you remember.
Well, what happened was I know a lot of our fans were very disappointed when we left the show. I mean, we were disappointed. We didn't want to leave. We wanted to be there. We wanted to do the movie. We had earned this movie. This movie was like...
And it was like 30 days before the movie.
Yeah, it was like the catalyst to what we had built up to. So we went from nothing into like the world's greatest kids show in the world in 40 countries and
90 languages?
Yeah, which was pretty incredible.
And it was going to be a $40 million film done in Australia.
The TV show itself was non-union. Okay, So originally we got a contract, and the contract was not that great, but we were told, hey, you could take this contract and show it to your lawyers or to your agent, but first person comes back and wants to change anything, we're gonna fire you.
See, he got a different message that day than I did, because I was underage. So it was a week before my 18th birthday, and I was like, and I wasn't there, I didn't have a parent, I didn't have an agent, because I wasn't an actor, so I didn't know anything, and I can remember them looking at me, and I was like, shouldn't I have, like, my mom or dad here or an agent? And they looked at me and they're like, there are about 300 other people outside that door that will sign that if you don't. And that was what I got. I was like, okay. And they just told me, could you post date it a week to your 18th birthday?
Well, the thing is, as well, as an actor that's pursuing the acting career, the pilot was a pilot, and we were told beforehand, if this pilot gets picked up, it's going to be picked up for 40 episodes. Now, 40 episodes is unheard of because usually a series is 12 episodes.
A single season,
A single season, right? And so 40 episodes as somebody that's never had a television show is pretty tremendous. And
years of work.
Yeah, so, I mean, at the end of the day, it was like, well, this is contract's not very good and it's non-union, but 40 episodes is a lot of experience to have under your belt. And if this does anything, then even if it doesn't do anything, I got 40 episodes of experience on my belt as an actor, as a lead actor on a television show.
Yeah, that's crazy, because for me, again, I learned from all these guys, because I literally knew nothing. I was still in high school. I literally dropped out of high school to take the job. So while he's talking about lead roles, 40 episodes, I knew none of that. All I was thinking was, I'm gonna be a superhero on TV. Like, that was, wow.
Who doesn't want to do that, right?
Right,
Everyone wants to be a superhero.
Yeah.
Like, yo. So we did the show. The show became a huge success within the first week.
Yeah.
They told us, congratulations, guys.
Your show is #1 in the world.
#1, and then we're sitting down looking at each other like,
it was so informal.
The world? Did you say the world?
Yeah. Number one on the Nielsen's rating? Was that the same
Nielsen's
thing?
ratings and
it was crazy.
Yeah. So here we are with this #1 kids show in the world that took down some pretty heavy competition in the very beginning.
Yeah.
Every day we're getting better. Now we've entered our second season. 40 episodes down in the tanks. We're a #1 kids show. We're going to the market and our faces on the magazines. You know, when you go to market and you're like, oh, that's me on the magazine right there. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
I'll take this juicy fruit, thank you.
That's right. Back in the day, we had this TV Guide. You don't know what that is now, but we were on the covers of TV Guide and Teen Beat magazine.
And
we
Disney
everywhere.
Adventure, all this cool stuff. The experience was amazing, although it wasn't something that made us, we weren't wealthy. Obviously, we weren't making that much money on the show.
Bro, we were broke.
It was a non-union contract, so we weren't making a lot of money. It's not like we could buy brand new cars. I think we were driving our beaters for a long time. Eventually, in the second season, we were offered a contract to do a commercial, and with this commercial, we would get these free Suzuki sidekicks, which
which were recalled later because they would flip over on their sides.
Yeah.
They're like, go ahead, you can have that.
Exactly. You
go
can have this
yourself.
car for doing this commercial. Now, as a SAG actor on a commercial, you might make anywhere from $30,000 to $45,000 for a SAG commercial Exhibit A.
That's just payment. That's not
that's
the
just
residual.
payment and residuals, and so that would be fair as a SAG actor. But again, we're non-union, not necessarily fair. But the idea for the cars was an incentive to do this, and we did it, and it was cool. The cars didn't turn out. We didn't get to pick our own cars. They just gave us whatever. Okay, we got 3 white ones. We got a.
I remember the other.
I don't know the other colors, but I think we got a little paycheck. I don't remember what it was, but it wasn't big. It wasn't. What
There's
it was
a reason we don't remember it.
Yeah. So second season, we're doing the show and things are going well, but it was weird because they lowered the budget on the set. So the first season, our craft service was like amazing. We had all this healthy stuff.
Craft service was where they set up all the food on set, so you can go and eat and get coffee and drink.
You know, protein bars and all this cool stuff that you can eat that was healthy for you. And the second season, craft service was like just
here's your celery stick and your cookies.
And it was like not anything that was necessarily healthy for us. And it was weird because it was like, that's weird that the budget dropped.
How do you drop it on the
They made $1 billion in the first season. $1 billion. You know $1 billion is 999 million. Add one, that's $1 billion. That's $1 billion. 999 million?
If you spent every day on a street corner handing out a $1 bill, you could not pass out $1 billion in your lifetime.
You would expect that after all of the success of the first season that we would get a big bump in the second season, but we did not. And you know, the show was successful and we had contracts and we were continuing to work and it was getting better. So it was like, we'll stick it out. So
see where it goes.
Yeah, see where it goes.
Give them the faith.
We're here. We're in it to win it. It looks like everything's going great.
I agree with all that. For me, I had people on the crew from behind the scenes, and they were probably talking to you too, all you guys. I mean, we all talked about it a lot.
Yeah.
But I can remember, I can remember a lot of the crew coming to me off camera, being like, "Man, you guys should go union. This should be. Look at what they're doing. You guys are getting screwed. Blah 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 blah." Because the crew, they were getting paid even crappier than we were.
Right.
It was really about helping everybody on the set just get what they're worth, man. Not get rich.
Exactly. Make it union. Make it fair. Because when you're in the union, what happens is there's rules that have to be abided by. If you go over a certain time and overtime, you have to be paid a certain amount. If you got over that, you get like twilight time, golden time. You know, so then you don't mind doing the work because, well, you're being compensated for it. And what you make is according to what Screen Actors Guild was called normal.
But what that does for the producers is it drives their budget up and they get angry because now their margin's slim. But that's on a show that's not making a lot of money. On a show that's made $1 billion, you're not really supposed to worry about just giving people a bump and taking care of them.
And that's in the first season. So second season, you know it's already doing quite well.
Yeah.
Basically, it was unfair. It was unfair to the actors that we couldn't afford a house. We still couldn't really afford a car.
The crew too.
You know, the crew as well. It was like
It was unfair as he's being really nice about it.
It sucked. But we're famous, and that's cool.
That is cool.
That's cool because we had the advantage of having these amazing fans and getting loved up by all these kids, and we are satisfying. I mean, it was weird.
It's the best part of the show.
We didn't even get the toys. That was weird. Why didn't they give us the toys? It was like,
bro, do you remember the jackets on set?
I still have mine.
Yeah, I had mine, but I don't anymore.
We had to pay for them.
Because I had to move. We did. We had to pay for them.
Yeah, it was like $75 for the Power Ranger jacket.
That was for the cheap one. Like if you wanted the lambskin one, it was like $375 at the time. That was like half my paycheck per episode.
Yeah, it was crazy. All of that being said, we're having a great time, but we know it's not fair. We know it should be union. We know that the things should be better for us than they are.
Yep.
And then they came to us and said, guys, we have the most exciting news. 20th Century Fox is gonna do a movie about Power Rangers. They want to use all of you guys. And we've signed contracts already with all of you guys to be in the movie. It's gonna be amazing. There's gonna be new costumes. It's gonna be big. This big budget.
$40 million film.
Yes.
And you get to go to Australia.
Yes, it's gonna be amazing. But we gotta give you your contract. So we're like, all right, cool.
That sounds great.
Yeah, this is awesome.
We're thinking maybe we'll finally get paid.
Man. And then we get the contract.
It was a joke.
The contract is for 3 movies, not 1 movie.
That's right.
It's for 3 movies, which means after being locked into a contract for 40 episodes, locked in for another contract for 40 episodes, and being treated unfairly for 80 episodes, now we're gonna do movies, and it's not just 1 movie, but it's 3 movies. So that means whatever I sign right now, is law because I signed it. I can't renegotiate this because I wasn't able to renegotiate the contracts that I signed already. If I sign this right now, then that's what it is.
To give you a little pre-story, of the original 5, before Tweet Tran came on board, there was a wonderful girl. Her name was Audrey Dubois.
Yeah.
And after the pilot got picked up, she knew then we were gonna get screwed. And she went to Haim Saban and was like, hey, this is jacked. You need to pay us more. And he fired her.
Yep.
And he liked her. Like, they got along.
Yeah.
And so we knew this. And now we're at a place where we're looking, I mean, I remember the numbers in that contract. I don't remember a lot of the detail, but I remember that.
The numbers were not great at all. They were like, I mean, it was like for what you would make on a major film. I mean, and
as a lead?
As a lead. And when you think about a film doesn't take 2 weeks. A film takes months. I mean, like you're looking at 6 months, 8 months, a year to create this. So
from beginning to end.
From beginning to end. I can just tell you this. The initial movie that we were gonna shoot was under $20,000. How many days were I to work?
That's stupid.
And that's stupid. And then each additional movie was like a bump of maybe $6,000, if that. It was really unfair. So
how are we supposed to do that?
It was ridiculous. It was like, okay, well, we're no longer the amateurs that we were when you first picked us up, before we had any name, before we had anything. Now we've created this show. We have a name for ourselves. We continue to create great product, and it's just not fair. As you guys should treat us like everybody else treats us. Everybody else should treat us like, oh my God, the Black Ranger, oh Zach. And they're like, you can still treat us like, oh, you're actors that have no experience. And that's not the case.
Yeah, like we didn't just create the #1 show in the world. Well, not create, but we're the faces of it.
We're the faces of it. We are the creation of our character.
That's right.
Yes. Basically what happened is we kind of got together and we said, this contract's not really fair.
He's so much nicer about this than I am.
Yeah. The least it should be is it should be unit. We're not asking to be, millionaires. We're not saying, hey, you gotta treat us special, but treat us like a professional actor, which is what we are at this point with 80 episodes under our belt.
Yeah, I mean, you look at Seinfeld, those guys were making $13 million and they shot 13 episodes a year.
That's not what we're asking for.
And their shows didn't have our popularity.
Yeah, not even, and we're not asking for anything like that. We're just make it SAG, make it union. So it's fair. And we all kind of get together and talk about it, and we're like, I think we should get a lawyer and have a lawyer look at the contract. As a group, we should go and renegotiate the contract.
I was mad. I had a lot of people whispering in my ear, and I think they knew I was the youngest and I was probably the most impressionable, which I was. Walt was more level-headed, but he had experience. He knew the system, so I really looked up to him a lot on this stuff. So you definitely handled it different than I did. But we got the lawyer.
And then we went to everybody, and everybody agreed, yeah, okay, we'll meet and talk to the lawyer. And then one day we went into the set, and we were like, we got the lawyer, and let's make this happen.
This is the part that gets me.
Okay.
We agreed that we were gonna stick together as a unit.
Right.
We were gonna fight this together.
Right. That didn't happen.
Very nice about this.
Well, different people, for the different reasons, changed their mind. Obviously, that would be Amy Jo and David Yost and Jason Frank. And all of them had their own reasons for deciding, we don't want to renegotiate the contract. After all, we're just going to grin and bear it. But we wanted to stand up for ourselves because we felt like we were being bullied, and we felt like we deserved more, and that we had earned the right to be treated like professional actors. Even though they chose not to be part of it anymore, we decided to just keep running with it.
We stayed the course.
We stayed the course.
And that was Twee, Walter, and myself.
That was us standing up for ourselves, and
I'm proud of that.
yeah, me too. I wouldn't change
Twee
that.
was.
I wouldn't change that, and Twee was as well. And,
That's right.
And it was scary. I mean, I have to say, it's probably one of the scariest things I've ever done. Here we are on this hit show that we created, and I definitely don't want to leave. I definitely want to do the movie. This movie is the legacy of what we created.
It was the pinnacle.
It's the pinnacle. It's like this is like gonna be the highest point of what Power Rangers has been thus far. With us all as a cast, it's gonna be amazing. Really disappointed that the other 3 guys chose not to go with us.
Very nice.
But we decided to stay the course. And in the process, what happened as we were trying to renegotiate the contract, and lots of things were said. Lots of things were said on both sides. The lawyers were going back and forth about, do you want to do the movie? Can you do fewer episodes? Do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? Things are being negotiated.
And there was a little more money thrown on the table in the process.
Yes.
But it was still a joke.
So in the process, what happened was the other 3 that stayed were offered more to stay. and they had auditions for 3 new Rangers, which I wasn't really sure about. I don't think we knew, or maybe we knew. I think I found out eventually they were auditioning for other Rangers.
Yeah, they told us that they were going to start casting for the other Rangers.
Yeah,
We had reached the point where negotiations were just crumbling. We knew the other guys had cut a side deal, and we knew they were going to cast the other roles. And at that point, there wasn't much left in the negotiation.
It was interesting though, because we started doing car shows. So right now we do Comic Cons,
which also
then we were
pissed them
doing
off.
car shows. Yeah, well, because now we were understanding our worth. And a day we were making what we would make
More than we made in months.
And a weekend we would make what we would make an entire season, which was crazy. It was like, wait, we just made that in a weekend? Like signing autographs, just signing my name?
We were filling up I can remember, I don't remember if you did the show, but it was car shows and other county fairs, and I did one that was in an aircraft hangar somewhere, I think in Oklahoma. It was a hangar, and the line was, we filled it up.
People would wait in line for 4 hours to come and get their autograph.
It was insane.
Wild. And so, we report back to the other guys, hey guys,
you should do this.
This is our worth. We're signing autographs, and in a weekend we're making more than we made in the first or second season, which is crazy. That's 3 days compared to however much time we spent filming 40 episodes.
And we did the biggest show at Universal Studios for the owners. Broke Universal Studio records.
Yes.
Backed up the highway into downtown LA for 8 miles. Did we get paid?
I don't recall. I don't think we got paid.
There's another one we should remember. If we got paid, why don't we remember it?
Exactly.
That's all I'm saying.
Exactly, because when you fill up the stadium that Michael Jackson performs in, how much are those tickets? You know what I'm saying?
And it was supposed to be one show with 1,000 people. It was 4 or 5 shows in the biggest
theater. 6
theater.
shows, I think. Yeah. But I think we had 30,000 people show up in the day.
Crazy.
So all that happened, and at the end of the day, we just couldn't find a happy medium. They hired 3 new people to be Power Rangers in the film. Everybody went off and they did the film, and they lived happily ever after. I am still disappointed that I didn't do that film, because I think the film with the 6 original Rangers would have been.
The film tanked.
The film did okay. It would have
not good in the box office.
It would have been amazing if we were all in, because that's what the fans wanted to see. And I know a lot of the fans have come up to me afterwards and just say, you know what? When I found out you weren't in the Power Rangers anymore, I ripped my poster down. I stopped watching the show. Yeah. And I know that happened to a lot of people. And
that's not what we wanted.
No, that's not what we wanted at all. We didn't want to leave you guys. We didn't want to be like, oh, we're over the show. It wasn't like that. It wasn't an attitude thing towards the fans. It was just we wanted to stand up for ourselves. And I don't think this story has been told by
not in this
the
detail.
2 of us. And if Tree were here, she would also be able to add her 10 cents, but she's unfortunately no longer with us.
Yeah, so kind of what sparked this video was you and I got to talking about it. He remembered things that I had completely forgotten.
Yeah.
And vice versa. So this is the only official, really us video talking about it.
Yeah.
Twee's here with us.
I just know we were all very scared. Terrified of what the worst case scenario might be. And we ended up going through the worst case scenario. However, I can say this. Here we are.
That's right.
Almost 30 years later.
And stronger for it.
And our fans, you guys are still with us. And we appreciate it.
Much love, man. Can't let that go. Never let you go.
So now you know what happened and how it happened, and thanks for sticking with us. We love you guys. We got the best fans in the world. Peace and love. It's your boy Walter Jones in Austin, St. John.
Yes, sir.
You know what time it is?
Morphin time.
All day and